Hola niños, let's talk about verb conjugation. I'm just going to do AR verbs because it's really easy once you learn AR verb conjugation to apply the ER and IR verb endings. So notice we have kept our same subject pronoun chart and I have put in the AR endings where they belong. O, as, a, amos, ais, an. This is for all verbs that end in AR and AR only. You can't use this with ER or IR verbs. Notice él, ella, and usted all use a. Ellos, ellas, and ustedes all use an. So I want to show us how to conjugate one AR verb for a bunch of different subjects so you can see how this is applied. Now know, anytime you see a word that ends in AR, ER, or IR in Spanish, it is what's called an infinitive. It is a verb in Spanish and it means to plus an action word. So hablar, to talk, comer, to eat, vivir, to live, bailar, to dance. Any infinitive has your AR, ER, IR ending and then a stem. I know in one of your activities you had to identify the stem of a word. All you do is drop those last two letters and everything you're left with is the stem. So let's take a look at hablar, to talk or to speak. If we drop our AR, we're left with HABL. That is your stem. So anytime you have to conjugate a verb, you're going to get rid of those last two letters and then replace it with one of your verb endings. All right, so let's take a look here at Paco. If we wanted to say Paco talks or Paco speaks, you can't say Paco hablar because that means Paco to talk. We want to say Paco talks. So we have to go back to our chart. Which one of these would best go with Paco? It's not going to be O because that's when we want to say I talk or I speak. That's the yo form. Go back to your subject pronouns. Paco goes to the store. Okay, Paco, it would make sense to take him out and put in he. He goes to the store. So this is the ending we want to use. If that makes any sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, don't do it that way, but I know that has helped me. Paco habla. Now let's look at Paco and Ana. Paco y Ana go to the store. That's kind of like saying they, right? So then you go back. Which one is they? Oh, ellos. All right, so we're going to use this AR ending. Paco y Ana hablan español, como ustedes. All right, Ana. Ana's one person. So anytime, you can think of it like this. Anytime your subject is singular, it's going to come from this side of the chart. Anytime your subject is plural, more than one person, it's going to come from this side of the chart. First person, second person, third person. If you're kind of into English grammar, that might help you. First person always includes I, second person is you. You have to be careful because of usted. Okay, but third person, singular, is always going to be this él, ella, usted block here. So, Ana habla. Ana and Maria is two people. So, our plural third person is going to be ellos and ellas. So, Ana y Maria hablan. Ana y yo. Anna and I go to the store, or you can think about it with the verb. Anna and I talk. Closest thing without changing the meaning is going to be we, right? So we talk or we speak. We're going to drop our AR and add the amos. It's going to get really hard for me to write at this angle, so my handwriting is going to get sloppier and sloppier. All right, last one is Paco y tú. Paco and you speak. You all speak. That doesn't change the sentiment of what you're trying to say. So we're going to use our ustedes ending on. So Paco y tú. Take this way, hablan. And you'll do the same thing with your ER verbs and your IR verbs. So if it was your ER verb endings, it would be like E, ES, E, find a good space for this, EMOS, EIS, EN. And then your IR verb endings are exactly the same as your ER verb endings. It's just that you would have IMOS and IS here. So when you have to conjugate a verb like comer, you want to make sure, whoops, this should be an O. Conjugated verb like comer, yo como, I eat. Tú comes, you eat. Él come, he eats. Ella come, she eats. Usted come, you formal eat. Comemos, coméis. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comen. Hopefully this helps a little bit with conjugation. Please let me know if you still have questions. I'm happy to answer them for you.